What's up, Jennifer? You know what? Marcus sat there and said something about reaching out. You know what? I'm reaching out to everybody because I sit there and I used to do what I call trend analysis back when I was a evaluator, evaluating everything people were doing in the military and looking for what's wrong to make what's right and stuff like that. And if you really take a minute to notice, it seems like everybody's sitting there saying that they're going through the same things right now. And that's all, I won't say it's all good because, same thing. I've noticed the same thing in my activities. But sometimes, what we need to do is, we always know if it's not working, don't be stubborn about it. Back out of it, go do something else with it. So, you know, people who have an old database, I always sit there and say, don't worry about chasing new leads. If you've got some, work at what you have. Um, I always say I take the street text mentality and I go back to other leads and other things out of other systems and I apply the mindset and the thought process. And sometimes we have to modify what we do. I mean, I was listening to Marcus earlier when he was giving, Jennifer the message, and I say this to the whole group, not just Jennifer, but I want to appreciate Jennifer for saying out loud what some people might have been just thinking inside, because, we always say the closed mouth don't get fed. So, one of these things, and, we've got time, hopefully maybe Wednesday, if they don't have a subject, we'll take this up and we'll look at taking what I call maybe street text outside the box and how we can apply it elsewhere. I mean, if they're not opening up things, you see, Jennifer Salter, she's my favorite stalker girl. She's gonna you're gonna wind up almost with a knock on your door and a Starbucks in her hand. But right now inventory is brutal. I had someone try to get me to do 1% on my end today, and they go, "We really want to work with you, this and that." Yeah, 1%. I want to work with you too, just not for 1%. And it's one of those where I just, like last year when COVID hit, I had to go back and think, who's got the money? In my case, I'm fortunate. I've got the military surrounding me. I've got Boeing, Microsoft, Weyerhaeuser. I've got, just there's people. So, right now, everybody that's experiencing a downturn, it's not a downturn from the systems. It's a downturn like for us, lack of inventory. People can't buy if there's nothing being sold. And if in my case, I had people not wanting to sell because they couldn't afford to buy a house equivalent to theirs for even what they were selling theirs for. And that's just crazy, but it is a reality. So I shifted gears and I went to relocations because people leaving Washington did not care what the market was doing because they were going elsewhere. So, if you didn't have a business plan coming into 2021 that started back in October or November, you're actually behind. And I'm just saying that honestly. I used to wait till October and get it going because 60 to 90 days you get a result and that's all good. But I started mine in August last year because I just, as you follow the market, the numbers don't lie. This time last year, we had 7 weeks of inventory, and it's sad that when we get too much inventory, we do the happy dance here. But we said here as of last Friday, we had 3 weeks of inventory. That's just crazy. There's nothing to sell. So it's like, what do you do? What do you do? And it's one of those where I tell people I don't feel sorry for, I go, I'm not feeling sorry for others because I don't feel sorry for myself. What I want to do is look and see, let them, they can have the pity party. That's just fine. They can wallow in it. That's just good. I'm gonna keep on doing what I do. So, back up. And Jennifer, like I said, you started this and I thank you for it. Back up, look at where you're at. If what you've been doing the last couple of weeks ain't been working, that's the hint. It's time to do something else. And it could just be the most simplest tweak in the world. And a lot of people don't want that phone call. They want to hide behind the internet. They want to hide behind an email. We know the percentage of emails that get opened is like low. We know that if you turn around and texting gets a better response. So if you need to go find some texting scripts or something, whatever you were doing, change it up. And even as far as, like I said, the street text, take that mentality into your other stuff. If you've got other leads, other systems, I don't care what platform they came off. Because if you are doing things with them, the same way or not, like they say, definition of madness, do things the same way, get the same results. So shift gears a little bit, back up, take a little smaller bite out the apple, enjoy the flavor of the apple to get the taste. I'm happy to take a little bit because a little bit adds up to a lot. That's simple math. And, you know, in the group, honestly, I see everybody kind of chopping each other's heads off. Um, we're all going through the same thing. So, you know, in some areas, people are still enjoying success. Texas, good inventory. You know, Florida, really kind of busy. You know, but even like Jennifer said the other week for Jennifer Salter, when you have houses in North Carolina and places like that going for 50 and 60,000 over market value, you have to come up with a plan. And the thing about a plan is real simple. The plan I made back last August, I've already been modifying it, because the idea behind a good plan is you go back, reassess the plan. If it ain't working, change it. If it's doing good, sometimes I say leave it alone. If you think you can do better, tweak it a little bit. But see what's going on around you. Go, you know, Jennifer the stalker, go see in your MLS what's selling. Pull up who sold stuff. Go pull them up and see what they're doing. Everybody repeats other people or copies other people. So even if you got a piggyback of what someone else is doing, do it. But the idea behind it is right now, the people that are, you know, moving forward, getting things done, are the ones that are taking the time to figure out what others aren't taking the time to do and making it work. So, you know, like I said, I'm free 99 all day. I love getting ideas from people. I share ideas because I learn from you guys. So it's like, you know, like I said, I see everybody being a little kind of snippy and snappy in the group, and that's not how we do things. That's not what we're about. So let's figure out what we need to do that we can throw together, and just, for those of you not getting the reactions you want, let's figure out a way to tweak your stuff. Those of you that are getting good reactions, share it. Here's the truth about sharing stuff. I can put 100 realtors in a room, teach everybody how to do something right. And out of that, you'd probably get 7 or 8 that would probably do it, because the other guys walking out, or gals, would know they could do it better than what you're doing, and they wouldn't do it that way anyway. So, you know, I always say don't create your own competition. There ain't none. You stand alone. So, you know, in this case, though, we just need to stand together a little better. And I'm the first to say, if there's anything I can do to give you guys anything, let me know. I'm here for you. Have a good evening. See you Wednesday.